perfect timing for the conclusion of that song. Into the game, let's go. This is going to be the restart of Game 2 Vietnam Legends home map. It's Rooster team game version. And we just had a restart for a bugged gold belonging to Bacti after some hilarious Vil wars on the flanks. VNS didn't do too well out of them, losing some Vils. And ACCM not finding his boars in that game either. And now we have a pause. Again, this is... I don't know what to say. I just have a feeling that we're going to be here all day, and in 8 hours time it will still be Rooster. But the game is running. Let's find those flanks. We've got Bact versus Licks down here, and Licks getting out there nice and early. He's walled in a boar, which looks like it could belong to Bact. If he gets that wall, that is going to be quite important on the flanks for the Grush. So there's a boar there, and there's a boar there. Yeah, Licks has gone forward with the walls and stolen Bact's boar. So good job by him. Let's have a look at the opposite side. I think it's here that we should be looking at. Paladin Scout going down after killing 2 sheep. And Love Cheng is now going to run straight into ACCM's TC. Is he? No, he turns back just in time. Grid, you gotta mess with the speed controls because the players paused at the start. And there's still a tasty looking boar out in the front here. Are they really gonna go? I'd love Paladin to just take that boar with Loom now. A little bit risky with 2 Vietnamese scouts there. Which he won't be able to do it, but... ACCM is basically laming his own boar. Luring it with a scout, of course, to make sure those villagers don't get the arrows fired and take it back. And Paladin will settle for... Or will he settle? Is that extra villager going to go forward and try and get walls here or something? Seems like he's going to go back and settle for that wall there. So, unlike the previous game, where we were still having Vil wars at minute 6 and multiple players lost villagers, we'll now have walls got up in good order. No catastrophic losses by anybody. The only thing that's happened is Feng Jin lost his scout in return for killing 2 sheep of ACCM, and Licks obviously stole Bact's boar. So let's have a look at the positions now. That really hurts for Bact actually. He's Mongols wanting to make use of that fast hunting to get up really quickly on the flank on a map like this, you would think. So Mongols down 1 boar versus Vikings flank on water doesn't seem like... Oh, it's not Viking, it's Spanish. I'm looking at the colours wrong. Okay, that makes it a bit better, but still difficult task when you are Mongols. Like you're mainly hoping to make the most of that hunting bonus, and now you lost a boar. Normally you want to use the scouting bonus to lane the enemy's boar and get an extra one rather than being down 1 yourself. Back to pocket, gonna be VNS yellow, say my name, playing in grey. I'm gonna do mute because it's just too annoying. Where is yellow docking? He's docking in the middle along with Bact, so those 2 will go there. Don't see a dock from Licks just yet. Is he going to build one? No, it's a sheep. And then VNS cool. Japanese pocket going to dock on the outside. Not a terrible amount of deep fish here for him to make use of. It's actually really been unlucky there. There's almost no deep fish at all. And then Vikings ACCM will dock on the outside as well. So the right hand side for Vietnam Legend will play the outside, and the left hand side will play the inside water, if that makes sense. Paladin, Vikings flank in the yellow. So we've got Vikings war in the flank here. Where is he docking, if anywhere? Nowhere just yet by the looks of it. Then Yo and Love Cheng Yinghua playing Mongols and Huns respectively, of course, as you so often see for SY. They're both docking together in the middle, and Licks will go outside. So on the inside, it's going to be Mongols and Huns versus Mongols and Huns. Okay. That must be quite established with this map. So both Vikings on the right hand side walling up, and their dock positions are incredibly close now, so the uptimes are going to be important. ACCM was much earlier with his dock. He's got 2 fishing ships out already. Paladin with 0. It's going to enable him to probably get up first, I would have thought. Keep an eye on that. His food count is not that high just yet. He has taken 2 boars. But it's certainly not the super fast uptime that you would see in a kind of like Rooster 1v1 Vikings war. That's for sure. These 2 players playing Vikings against each other on the flank are going to go quite a bit later. Obviously the early walling is part of that. It's what slows them down, but Paladin's actually on his way. So it seems like he's made the most of having pushed at least 1 deer in. ACCM much later in the end. I'm not sure what happened to his Dark Age to be delayed. Doesn't appear to have taken any deer, but interesting. So everyone's adding down their extra docks now. Preparing for the fast rush in the middle, pretty much. ACCM did his second dock quite a way away from his first, trying to make use of some extra fishing in, well, more towards the back of his area. Does he see that Paladin's dock is just across from him? No, he doesn't. Let's just find out what Paladin sees. He doesn't know either, although with that, having ventured over there, he may have seen ACCM's fishing ships. All quiet just for the moment as the players emerge from the Dark Age. It's going to be just a little bit longer until we see those galleys coming out and we have the first engagements. 3 docks for Huns, 2 docks for Mongols. Whereas Yo's building his 3rd dock as the Mongol player for SY. Fact obviously is a bit delayed here, having only had the 1 boar to work with, and not very convenient deer either. And ACCM finally on his way to the feudal age, 35 population, so maybe he's got ideas about leapfrogging into the castle age a bit quicker, but I have to see if he doesn't already have his own docks covering galleys from Paladin by that point. Those galleys, first galleys will emerge for Paladin now, try and take out a couple of fishing ships, but happily for ACCM, he's moved most of the fishing ships towards the back, and that will give them a couple of minutes longer to work with, try and get that food in, as most of Paladin's galleys are going off towards the left hand side, chasing a stray fishing ship there now. But I see us sending 1. And is ACCM running the fishing ships? That deep fish did have 10 food left. Oh, mouse froze there. Meanwhile, in the middle, both pairs of players have started to produce their galleys. Doesn't look like any of them have picked up kills or deaths just yet. We can see grey and orange, 0 kills, 0 deaths. So we haven't really missed any engagements there, although they are now moving in on Yo's docks. Back to pushing in alone though, and it seems like doesn't have, I was going to say he doesn't have so many numbers, but they're actually more back here. I think the NS in the middle not really grouping up their galleys is enough to actually push in against the Chinese players at the moment. Sorry guys, I had to mute my mic then because I needed to sneeze, but it seems to have gone for now. So sorry for the tabbing out during the fight and the silence there, but needs must. We're all human. It seems that it's the Vietnamese team slightly on the retreat in the middle water. For now, Yo and Love Cheng doing a good job of pushing Vietnam back there, and same with Name actually not doing too well with the kill to death ratio, down 0-3, backed with 2-1 though. Game really speeds up the moment I slow it down, and ACCM now adding lots more docks in the back. He's trying to find some place of safety for his fishing ship, but Paladin mercilessly hunting him down now. He does have a lot of docks, so can get out a large number of galleys there, but certainly not going to be doing more of an FC style at all. And now there's a pretty big mess of galleys moving in for an engagement on the middle water. We've got Yo and Love Cheng here, backed, and Say My Name there. And numbers wise, looking perhaps just a tiny bit in favour of Vietnam right there. I don't know if the spectator dashboard will bear me out on that. It looks pretty even actually, 22-21, but I don't know. It seems like VNS grouped up their galleys a little bit better. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, Lix is actually not even really playing water. He's just an FC with a few fishing ships. He's on stone, and he's going to do a castle push on the left-hand side, drop a castle with Spanish, and try and get in there with Conks. And Petardinhos, as they are so lovingly referred to. Pretty much, if Lix can drop a castle and do Conks on a map, and he's Spanish, he will do it. It is his want to just do that in every opportunity. Meanwhile, ACCM is just trying to establish himself on the water on the right hand side. Getting up to 8 galleys now, and he might take down a couple of paladins as they try and run away, so he's getting there. He did lose control of the front of his island, but he should come back into it on the right hand side. The middle water is pretty intense. Furious micro in between the two teams right now. VNS Yellow apparently is very unused to microing galleys because he's coming out really badly from this here. 0 for 6. Only Baxi being in a positive kill to death ratio is saving them from a little bit of a collapse, I think. As both Yinghua and Yo respectable and indeed good kill to death ratios. Meanwhile, Japanese pocket, VNS Cool, something we haven't paid too much attention to now. He's kind of just putting docks everywhere. He's looking for areas to keep his fishing ships working with the deep fish, but he's also going to go and support with War Galley down the left hand flank. Meanwhile, the castle is being dropped by Lix on the walls of Baxi. Back does see this though. He's stonewalling up everything, and that will give him the breathing room he needs to defend from that castle for a while. But obviously it's quite intense to be focusing on walling yourself up and defending from castle push and conquistadors whilst playing the middle water. So we'll see if that translates into an advantage for Yo and Yinghua in the middle. Yinghua now clicking up. See how far away VNS Yellow is. Absolutely miles. So not too great there. Love Cheng will have the War Galley advantage for much longer basically. And now the Conquistador is going to transport around the walls. So I said petards, but actually the answer is just transports. And this is dangerous for Bax. He needs to wall a lot of places now. Very, very quickly. You can see he's just dropping a little bit of health on these. Ow, the transport almost got sunk. VNS Cool. Almost getting it. That was so unfortunate for the Vietnamese team. So lucky for the Chinese team that those war galleys didn't start firing like 1 second earlier. Meanwhile now, I'm not sure what Say My Name's doing, pushing in, getting in right in amongst the Navy, the combined fleets of Yo and Love Cheng, but he's just lost so many there. He's now 6 for 16, so if VNS are going to go to the grand final here, I think they need to practice water. Because otherwise Tyrant will probably be picking water maps against them and just ganging up on VNS Yellow. But Siege Workshop has now been dropped by Lix. That was actually Bacti deleting his own war segment to go in and try and kill the villager, because that's quite important to prevent him from building extra stuff in behind enemy lines. Meanwhile, now we've got the Chinese players in the middle pushing on against the two pocket players, Backed and Say My Name, left flank and left pocket. I think they're in a much better shape on the water in the middle. Right hand side, Paladin and ACCM just kind of standing off from each other just now. ACCM's on his way to the Castle Age, whereas Fengjin is still a way away. Let's check his resources. Almost ready to click up, actually. We see VNS Cool doing coinage, so we're going to get the Japanese pocket doing a Castle Age sling. Now, with the advantage of coinage, it is Wick mod, so the coinage techs are moved away one age later. As we see, Vietnam losing all their fishing ships on the middle now. So, taking control of the middle water now, SYR. But yeah, Japanese are basically going to do war galleys to keep control of the outside, and then Castle Age sling, I think. Conquistadors, having failed with their transport route, now just trying to apply pressure to the walls, go through on the land, but that gives back the ability to re-wall behind. He's having to re-wall very far back, of course, because of the range of those Conquistadors and the castle itself, and he can't afford to re-wall forever, because soon he'll be re-walling behind his own TC, but buying himself some more time, going up to the Castle Age, and he may be getting some slings shortly from VNS Cool to help him defend against Lix at this point. But Say My Name, Yellow, losing everything on water now. 7 to 25, it's not impressive. And SY will now basically have the free fish boom on the middle, all the control of the middle water. They'll want to clean up the last few galleys so that they don't get cheap snipes on the fishing ships, but Yinghua and Yo will be able to add fishing ships in the middle should they choose to do so now. Still no real engagements on the right hand side, both players there waiting for the Castle Age. So let's focus on Lynx's push on the left hand side as the battering ram comes out. That's going to speed things up quite a lot. I'm surprised we haven't seen a P-tard or two. I mean, 2 P-tards there, and Bacta won't have time to react. Now he's actually having to wall up his own TC. As I said, there's only so far he can wall. I'll scroll the overlay just to see where that sling is going. Yeah, it's all going to Bact. All of Cool's sling is going to Bact, and Bact is now getting on to stone. He wants a castle desperately to defend from this. How much stone does he actually have? Not a lot. He's spent hundreds on stone walls at this point. Needs a siege workshop behind that wall to defend, but actually VNS Yellow, Say My Name, I was going to say Cool. Actually, I'm just reading what Helena's saying, the fact that all of this is open. Lix is missing it, I'm missing it. Bacti is missing it. Nobody in the game seems to be aware that this is not walled. And Bact's dropping an extra town centre. Yeah, at least it's going to give him some protection. He's definitely not ready to get a castle out yet. Going to probably rely on some mangonels coming out of that siege workshop from VNS Yellow as well. Finally, is Bact going to wall this up? I mean, he sees it pretty damn well that there's nothing there. It's pretty hilarious. Like, he can get tunnel vision in AOC sometimes, and that is what it's going to be. Helene is saying, I wonder what Yo's response is going to be when he notices there's no walls. I assume Yo just got cartography, and he's going to be severely unimpressed with Lix here. You never quite know what you're going to get from Lix. Equal parts brilliant, and I don't know what to say without being disrespectful. But sometimes you get Lix doing some crazy stuff. So Bact continuing to receive a lot of sling from VNS Cool, but not able to do too much with it at the moment. Doesn't really have military production. He's trying to find places to just drop TCs and carry on booming. He's made a monastery to only do monks, but that's a lot of conks. Just converting 1 or 2 of them isn't going to make a gigantic difference. So now Yo has a transport and he's taking conks. Presumably, I expect he's taking Lix's conks across the across to ACCM's base, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So ACCM and VNS Call are in line to lose a lot of villagers here. ACCM still with 1 TC, focusing fully on the water fight with Paladin right there. So these are going to do enormous damage if Lix starts to move them, but he's actually microing over here more at the moment. Yep. And finally, the conks awaken. There is only 1 town centre to hide villagers in. This is going to be an absolute massacre. And ACCM is now hitting the panic button. Huge numbers of villagers going to go down now. Call is laughing at something, but I'm not sure what it is right now. If you're ACCM, good luck. Panic building of a 2nd town centre from ACCM, trying to find just more places to hide villagers and zone out those conks, but that completely denies ACCM access to his gold, apart from this one. He needs to throw up a mining camp there. But at least ACCM has won the water on the outside, 37 galleys to 15. So at least he's not going to have to worry too much about what Paladin's doing at the same time as he tries to deal with this. Cool is just warning ACCM off and just saying have fun. So that's what Helene was referring to up there. These villagers desperately need a TC or a mining camp, or just a mining camp to drop off, but a TC to survive. Cool does have, sorry, ACCM does have the stone. Yeah, TC there. But will the conks go there? Nope, they're doubling back. Are they? Will they walk towards? Oh god, no. Oh god. ACCM, this is reminiscent of game 1 when he went down to like 19 villagers or whatever it was. Lix, what are you doing? Lix! He woke up. And now he's going to slaughter them all. Shame for Lix that those conks don't have a higher rate of fire. But ACCM was probably just like, hey, at least they won the water. That's the opposing flank killing me, not my fault. And more pauses. Late Bosaw from Paladin. He's been in the Castle Age for ages, but back to is lucking in a bit of trouble here. He's got 3 converted conks, which isn't going to help a hell of a lot. Because that Mangonel will be destroyed by Conquistadors. So powerful against Mangonels, and now so many villagers can go down. All of these guys aren't going to be able to escape TCs. Back to actually deleting the structures to get them out of there. But now Yo's galleys stopping villagers from clustering even underneath the TC. Bax is in real trouble as well, down to 46 vills, running, just being forced continually back. Lix is killing both flanks really at this point. He seems he got another 5 or so villagers over there, and ACCM is now basically rebooming from 47, 10 villagers behind Paladin, although obviously TCM does control the outside water, but that's about it. Bax is up to the Imperial Age, but I question what he's going to be able to do. He's getting Sling, of course, but it still has very little in the way of resources. And if you're Mongols, you just need so much to actually make a good army that just relying on Sling alone isn't too helpful. You do need your own economy to be able to afford upgrades and such. And he's really not gonna have castles or anything for absolutely forever in this game. So he won't be going Elite Mangudai anytime soon, that's for sure. To be honest, if he wants to just fight this against Lix, he doesn't have much option. A boatload of heavy camels, but he's finally getting 1 castle. As 4 villagers that want to build the castle are being left to their deaths by, say my name, building a gate and warding him out. Where are those conks? They're still loose. Still loose in ACCM's base. He's just trying to zone them out with TCs and stuff, but I'd love to know how many villagers they've killed altogether now. Yo's on his way to the Imperial Age. He's getting coinage as well. He must have a hell of a lot of spare resources as Mongols if he's going to Imp and getting coinage. Quite a lot of gold, not a terrible amount of food. And Lix looks like he will start to apply pressure to Bact's final exclave, if you like, because his main base has now become the Back of Cool's base, and this is a little satellite base that he has. He was probably hoping that Lix weren't pushing too heavily up here, but soon to lose it, I think. And now Lovecheng has landed on the coastline of Say My Name. It's just shutting down the space that they actually had to work with now. Vietnam just slowly being driven back, and although Say My Name is walling himself off, Cool is open pretty much at this point. There is a hole in the wall there, which Yo is keeping open, and of course, obviously, there's all of this. That can be walled up, but whether Cool is actually able to get anything on that hole there is another thing. Yinghua brings those galleys here. Then probably deny that wall off as well. They're in real trouble right now. Yinghua is just going to murder. Probably Cool at this stage, because why try and hit Say My Name when Cool is completely open? Seems like Lix is just going to wall off here for now and focus on eradicating this base from Bacti, as well as stealing his starting resources. So VNS Cool did manage to get that walled up, and he's re-walled behind here, but he's just being driven further and further back. He's basically losing access to his main goal at this point as well, and all it's going to take is these villagers to just build a dock here and just transport around. It's really not too much of a problem for SY that they're being walled out here. And against Castle Age, Japanese, like Mongols have got castles here, Huns are in the Imperial Age, they've got Siege Workshop. They can break through those walls pretty quickly anyway. I'm just not sure how VNS are going to pull this off, really. Looking down here for the first time in a while, ACCM 17 military, Paladin 21, so there was a point when an ACCM had like 20 military advantage over Paladin, but that's dissolved now. Obviously ACCM got hit so hard in the land. He's actually not behind Paladin on villagers. Just taking a look at the slings. Still all going to Bact apart from 1,000 that has gone to VNS Yellow. This game is running so badly. VNS did say that they had some internet issues as well. They were actually doubting whether they could play these games, but it was good enough to try at least. But I think ACCM's response when they were asked whether their internet was going to be good enough to play was like, let's hope so. But yeah, Yo with 2 castles in behind enemy lines, completely bisecting the pockets for VNS now. Mangudai starting to be produced, although still probably lacking on upgrades for now. He's only on normal Mangudai, not elite Mangudai. Likewise Bact though, he's got the attack and range upgrades, but no armor, no elite. And I think Bact as well. 3 castles, that surprises me. I would have thought he would have had fewer at this point, but he's managed to get onto 3. But it's going to require a hell of a fight from him to actually stop Yo and Lovecheng just pushing in one direction or the other here. Cool is just re-walling until Kingdom Come here. continuing to lose access to resources, including that main golden. Although he's reballing here, he's not looking around the outside, and we've even got trade cogs. Love to see this. But the GG's been called. I don't know what VNS can do in this situation. Bactus has no eco of his own, basically, almost. And they're just a strategic position, really, with Yo and Yinghua both being in Imperial Age, ready to push here, splitting the VNS team apart in two. They weren't going to wait for the killing blow. They know they're done. And the story of their game really is the Licks castle push, getting through with the conks, and also doing huge damage to ACCM on the other side. Basically, it was Vietnam Legends home map there, but SY seemed to have a better idea of a better strategy prepared, making use of the mixed land and water situation, good use of transports, pushing equally on land and water, and winning the middle water quite decisively as well. Not the best performance from, say my name, VNS Yellow, on the water in the middle. And good play by Licks, ultimately pushing and somewhat killing two players. So next map will be SY's home map. Wouldn't be surprised to see Arabia, of course, but they also picked Baltic yesterday. Did pretty well on that, and looking at VNS's performance on water, just maybe they'll pick Baltic again. I hope she's fixing her hair is wrong in saying that the game will start again in 20 minutes, but equally I wouldn't be surprised. VNS gonna come back again, says T90 official. Well, they came back from 2-0 before to beat SY, but so far SY are looking pretty comfortable here. And I've just received a message from PRV Lim. They are going to pick Regicide Fortress as their home map, actually. Probably practicing it for when Tyrant might pick it against them in the finals, because Tyrant quite like that. That's my feeling there. 2-0 up, let's practice our final opponent's possible home map in a live tournament situation. I think that's good thinking by them.